I'm Tom MacMillan, pastor at Knox Presbyterian Church. We're doing some videos on things that I picked up and learned about during my time on sabbatical. And these are points that I haven't had it all figured out, but I'm kind of in the process of discovering and considering. And while I was on sabbatical, I began to look back at past conversations that I've had. And times when, I don't know if you've had this before, but you're in a conversation and somebody says something and you interpret it completely wrong. It's just off. Your interpretation, they've said one thing, but you've read into it something that's way beyond what they intended. And all of a sudden you get kind of worked up about it. And that then prompts a response and your action and your attitude. And it's the cycle that then continues based on a interpretation that was just off, and many times based on our own fears. Fear of being known, fear of being seen, fear of being rejected, fear of being loved, fear of being hurt, fear of being found out. And so we interpret these conversations and these circumstances sometimes. And as long as we are interpreting based on our fears, oftentimes we're missing what the other is saying and sometimes what circumstance we are in and what it actually can provide us with. And oftentimes it blocks us from new beginnings or new discoveries because our fears are keeping us locked in the familiar instead of inviting us into territory that we've never been to before. This Celtic author and poet John O'Donnell has written a poem called A Morning Offering. He writes, "May my mind come alive today to the invisible geography that invites me to new frontiers, to break the dead shells of yesterday, to risk being disturbed and changed. May I have the courage today to live the life that I would love, to postpone my dream no longer, but do at last what I came here for, and waste my heart no more on fear." Waste not my heart, my energy, my time, because it takes a lot of energy trying to sustain our comfort or protect our privilege. It takes energy when we try to inflate or manipulate or control our environment for our own advantage. It takes energy to minimize risk and avert change, and it makes our world small. So I wonder what new beginning has been quietly forming in you. Maybe your heart is drawing you into a new dimension of understanding, a new challenge. Maybe something you've been waiting for, but you feel like your heart is getting ready for something that is beginning. So trust the grace that is leading you into a new discovery. Trust what change God may be creating in you and inviting you to explore. Challenge the fears that sometimes keep you locked in old attitudes and familiar experiences, and sometimes risk being disturbed and moved beyond your status quo into what God has in mind for you and for all. Remember, you're not alone. God cares about you, and so do we.